Officer! Thank God! That woman attacked me! In front of everyone!
Ma'am, hold on. I need to figure out.
What
She assaulted
out?
me.
Arrest her immediately! Do your job!
Officer Daniel Martinez pulls into the upscale Riverside Estates community at 3:45 on a scorching Saturday afternoon in July. The call came in as a disturbance at the community pool, possible assault, caller claiming she was attacked by a resident. As Martinez steps out of his patrol car, he can already hear raised voices echoing across the manicured lawns and perfectly trimmed hedges. This neighborhood screams money. Every townhouse looks identical, painted in that safe beige color that homeowners associations love. The pool area sits behind a wrought iron fence, and through the gate, Martinez can see a crowd of about 15 people, mostly families with young children, all standing around watching something unfold. At the center of the chaos stands a woman in her early 40s, blonde hair pulled back in a tight ponytail, wearing designer sunglasses and a white cover-up over her swimsuit. She's pointing aggressively at a younger woman who's holding a toddler on her hip. The blonde woman is screaming loud enough that Martinez can make out every word before he even opens the gate. She's demanding someone be removed immediately, calling the other woman trashy, claiming this is a private pool for residents only. Martinez takes a breath and pushes open the gate. The moment he steps through, the blonde woman whips around and her entire demeanor shifts. Suddenly she's the victim. Her voice goes up an octave. "Officer, thank God you're here. This woman attacked me. She assaulted me in front of all these witnesses. I want her arrested immediately." Martinez holds up a hand. "Ma'am, I just got here. I need to talk to everyone and figure out what happened." The woman's face flushes red. "What do you mean figure out what happened? I just told you what happened. She attacked me. Are you going to do your job or not?" If you love watching entitled behavior get crushed by reality, hit that subscribe button right now because this story is about to get wild. Martinez turns his attention to the crowd. Anyone here witness what happened? About 8 people raise their hands. A middle-aged man in swim trunks steps forward. "Officer, I saw the whole thing. This lady," he gestures to the blonde woman, "she started harassing that young mom over there because her kids were being too loud in the pool." The blonde woman interrupts immediately. "They were screaming like animals. This is a quiet community pool, not a water park. There are rules." Martinez holds up his hand again. "Ma'am, I'm going to need you to let people finish talking." The blonde woman crosses her arms and glares but stays quiet for now. The man continues. "So the kids were just playing, being kids, nothing crazy. But he points again at the blonde woman, she walks over and starts yelling at the mom, telling her she needs to control her brats or leave. The mom tries to calm her kids down, but this lady isn't satisfied. She walks right up to the mom and starts getting in her face, telling her people like her don't belong here." Martinez's eyebrows raise slightly. "People like her? What does that mean?" The witness shrugs. "I don't know, man. It felt racist to me. The mom is Hispanic." The blonde woman explodes. "Oh my God, here we go with the race card. This has nothing to do with race. This has to do with respecting community rules and not letting your children run wild like we're in some ghetto." The crowd gasps. Several people start shouting at her. Martinez raises his voice. "Everyone calm down. Ma'am, I need you to step over here with me so I can get your side of the story." The blonde woman looks triumphant. "Finally. Yes, let's go somewhere away from these people so I can tell you what really happened without being interrupted by this mob." Martinez walks the blonde woman about 20 feet away from the crowd, positioning himself so he can still see everyone else. "All right ma'am, what's your name?" The woman straightens her sunglasses. "Jennifer Caldwell. I'm the vice president of the homeowners association for this community. I've lived here for 6 years and I pay a premium for the amenities, including this pool." Martinez nods, taking notes. "Okay, Ms. Caldwell. Tell me what happened today." Jennifer launches into her version of events. "I came to the pool around 2 o'clock for some peace and quiet. I work 60 hours a week in pharmaceutical sales and Saturdays are my only day to relax. When I got here, it was calm. A few adults, a couple of kids playing quietly. Perfect. Then around 3, that woman shows up with her 3 children. Jennifer points dramatically toward the Hispanic woman who's now sitting on a lounge chair, comforting her crying toddler. The moment they got in the pool, it was chaos. Screaming, splashing, running on the deck. Complete disregard for the posted rules. Martinez glances at the rules sign posted near the gate. No running, no diving, no glass containers. Nothing about noise levels or how children should behave. He looks back at Jennifer. So what did you do? Jennifer's jaw tightens. I did what anyone would do. I asked her politely to please get her children under control because they were disturbing everyone. And what did she say? Jennifer scoffs. She told me to mind my own business. Can you believe that? I'm on the HOA board. This pool is literally my business. So I walked closer and explained to her that if she couldn't control her kids, she needed to leave. That's when she got aggressive with me. Martinez writes a few more notes. When you say she got aggressive, what exactly did she do? Jennifer's eyes widened behind her sunglasses. She stood up and got in my face, telling me I had no right to tell her what to do. She was being very threatening. Martinez keeps his expression neutral. Did she touch you? Jennifer hesitates for just a fraction of a second. She pushed me. Okay, where did she push you? Jennifer gestures vaguely toward her shoulder and chest area. Right here. She pushed me backward. Did you fall down or lose your balance? No, but that's not the point. She put her hands on me. That's assault. Martinez nods slowly. We'll get to that. What happened after the alleged push? Jennifer's voice rises again. Alleged? There's nothing alleged about it. It happened. Martinez stays calm. Ma'am, I use that term for everything until I complete my investigation. It's standard procedure. Now, after she pushed you, what happened? Jennifer crosses her arms tighter. I told her I was calling the police and that she was going to be arrested for assault. Then I came over here by the gate to wait for you. So you didn't push her back or touch her at all? Of course not. I'm not some street thug. I handled it appropriately by calling law enforcement. Martinez closes his notepad. Alright, stay right here. I'm going to go talk to the other party. Jennifer looks shocked. You're going to believe her over me? I'm the one who called you. I'm the victim here. Martinez turns back to her. Ma'am, I have to hear everyone's side. That's how investigations work. I'll be back. He walks toward the Hispanic woman, and Jennifer's voice follows him across the deck. This is unbelievable. I pay taxes for this. I want your badge number. I'm calling your supervisor. The young mother stands up as Martinez approaches, shifting her toddler to her other hip. Her eyes are red from crying but her voice is steady. Officer, I didn't do anything wrong. My kids were just playing. Martinez gives her a reassuring nod. What's your name, ma'am? Maria Gonzalez. I live in Unit 42. I've been here for 2 years. We moved here because the schools are good and it seemed like a safe neighborhood for my kids. Martinez can see her 2 older children, probably around 6 and 8 years old, sitting quietly on the pool steps now, looking scared. Ms. Gonzalez, tell me what happened from your perspective. Maria takes a breath. My kids and I came to the pool like we do every weekend. They were playing in the shallow end, just normal kid stuff. Splashing, playing Marco Polo, being silly. They weren't hurting anyone or breaking anything. Then that woman, she points to Jennifer who's pacing back and forth by the gate talking on her phone, she came over and started yelling at me. Saying my children were too loud and I needed to make them be quiet or leave. Martinez asks, how did you respond? Maria's voice cracks slightly. I told her they were just kids playing and we had every right to be here. I wasn't rude about it, I promise. I just said we weren't doing anything wrong. Then what happened? Maria's anger flashes through her tears. Then she got in my face, like inches from me, and started saying really nasty things. She said people like me were ruining this neighborhood and bringing down property values. She said if I couldn't afford to teach my children manners, maybe I should move back to wherever I came from. Martinez's pen pauses on his notepad. She said that? Maria nods emphatically. Word for word. Everyone heard it. Martinez looks around at the witnesses, many of whom are nodding in agreement. Several people call out confirmations. She said it. We all heard her. She was way out of line. Martinez turns back to Maria. Did you touch Ms. Caldwell at any point? Maria's eyes go wide. No. Absolutely not. I would never. She got so close to me I had to step back because she was literally in my face, but I never laid a hand on her. So you didn't push her? I swear on my children's lives, I did not touch that woman. If anything, she was the one being physically aggressive, backing me up against the fence. Martinez makes a note of this. Did anyone else see that part? Multiple hands go up again. The same man who spoke earlier steps forward. Officer, I watched the whole thing. That blonde lady was absolutely the aggressor. She walked right up to Maria, got in her personal space, and started jabbing her finger in Maria's face. Maria just stood there trying to back away. There was no push. The blonde lady is lying. Another woman, elderly with gray hair, chimes in. I've lived here for 12 years and that Jennifer Caldwell is always causing problems. She thinks she runs this place because she's on the board. Last month she tried to have a family evicted because their teenage son's car was the wrong color. She's a nightmare. Martinez asks the crowd, so everyone here is saying Ms. Caldwell was not pushed. The response is unanimous. She wasn't pushed. She's making it up. Across the pool deck, Jennifer notices the crowd shaking their heads and pointing at her. Her face goes from red to purple. She storms back over. What are they telling you? They're all lying to protect her because they don't like me. This is a conspiracy. Martinez turns to face Jennifer directly. Ma'am, I've spoken to multiple witnesses and they're all saying the same thing. They say you were the one who got physical and aggressive, and that Ms. Gonzalez never touched you. Jennifer's voice hits a pitch that makes several children cover their ears. They're lying. Every single one of them is lying. They all hate me because I enforce the rules around here. Someone has to maintain standards. Martinez remains calm. Ms. Caldwell, when I asked you what happened after the alleged push, you said you immediately called 911. Is that correct? Yes. So then how did the physical confrontation escalate to you being assaulted if you walked away to make the call? Jennifer stumbles over her words. It happened right before I walked away. She pushed me and then I left to call you. So there was no continued physical altercation? No, it was just the one push. But it was still assault. Martinez nods slowly. Here's the thing, Ms. Caldwell. In Florida, for me to make an arrest for simple battery, I need to have probable cause that a crime occurred. Right now, I have one person saying she was pushed, and about 10 people saying that never happened. And they're all lying. They all saw it happen. Martinez maintains his professional tone. The thing is, when this many independent witnesses all tell the same story, that carries significant weight. Additionally, several witnesses say you were the one who initiated physical contact by getting in Ms. Gonzalez's personal space and making contact with your finger to her face. Jennifer scoffs. Oh please. Pointing at someone isn't assault. Actually, ma'am, in Florida, unwanted touching of any kind can constitute battery. That includes aggressive finger pointing that makes physical contact. Jennifer's confident expression falters for the first time. What are you saying? Martinez explains carefully. What I'm saying is that based on witness statements, you may actually be the one who committed battery, not Ms. Gonzalez. Jennifer's mouth drops open. You have got to be kidding me. I'm the one who called you. I'm the victim here. This is absolutely insane. Martinez continues. Ms. Caldwell, I'm going to give you an opportunity right now to tell me if anything you said in your initial statement was exaggerated or inaccurate. This is your chance to clarify. Jennifer's eyes dart around nervously. She can see the crowd watching her, several people recording on their phones now. She straightens up and puts her hands on her hips. I have nothing to clarify. That woman pushed me, period. And if you're not going to arrest her, then I'll be filing a formal complaint with your department and pursuing this through the HOA and civil courts. Martinez nods. That's your right, ma'am. However, I do need to speak with you about your conduct here today. Multiple witnesses have stated you made racially charged comments toward Ms. Gonzalez. Jennifer's voice goes shrill again. Oh my God, I'm so sick of this. Everything is racist now. I never said anything racist. I said her kids were loud and she needs to control them. That's not racist, that's facts. Martinez pulls out his body camera and points to it. Ma'am, I have my body camera running. Since I arrived, you've made several comments that could be considered discriminatory. You referred to people being from the ghetto, you questioned Ms. Gonzalez's financial status, and multiple witnesses report you told her to go back where she came from. Jennifer's face goes pale. I never, that's not, you're twisting my words. Martinez shakes his head. I'm not twisting anything. I'm investigating complaints of harassment and potential hate speech along with the battery allegation. Jennifer takes a step back, her voice rising to a near shriek. Hate speech? Are you out of your mind? I made a noise complaint about children at a pool. This is America. I have freedom of speech. Martinez responds evenly. You do have freedom of speech, but that doesn't protect you from the consequences of that speech, especially when it crosses into harassment or threatening behavior. Jennifer throws her hands up. Threatening? I didn't threaten anyone. I asked someone to control their children at a private community pool. That's it. That's literally all I did. Martinez gestures to the crowd. That's not what 15 people are telling me, Ms. Caldwell. And I have to operate on the evidence and witness testimony I have. Jennifer's panic is starting to show through her anger. So what, you're just going to ignore the fact that I was assaulted? You're going to let her get away with it because she's crying and playing the victim card? Martinez takes a breath. Ms. Caldwell, I've explained to you that multiple witnesses contradict your version of events. Unless you have video evidence of this push occurring, I don't have probable cause to make an arrest. Jennifer's eyes light up. Video. Yes. Someone must have been recording. She spins around to face the crowd. Did anyone record what happened? I need that video right now. The crowd exchanges glances. Several people look down at their phones. No one speaks up. Jennifer's voice gets desperate. I know someone was recording. You people record everything. Show me the video. A teenage boy near the back of the crowd speaks up nervously. I was recording, but it doesn't show what you think it shows. Jennifer practically runs toward him. Show me. Right now. Let me see that phone. The teenager looks at Officer Martinez for guidance. Martinez walks over. Son, do you have video of the incident? The teen nods. Yeah, I started recording when she started yelling racist stuff because I thought it might go viral. His mom smacks his arm lightly. Not the time, Tyler. Martinez asks, can I see the video? The teen hands over his phone. Martinez watches the footage carefully. The video clearly shows Jennifer getting in Maria's face, her finger jabbing toward Maria's chest and face. Maria is backing up, hands raised defensively, shaking her head. At no point does Maria push Jennifer. The video ends with Jennifer turning and walking toward the gate while pulling out her phone. Martinez looks up at Jennifer. Ma'am, this video shows you making aggressive physical contact with Ms. Gonzalez and shows no push from her toward you. Jennifer lunges forward trying to grab the phone. Let me see that. That's not, he edited it. He cut out the part where she pushed me. The teenager pulls his phone back. I didn't edit anything. This is the raw footage. Martinez steps between them. Ms. Caldwell, you need to back up right now. Jennifer's composure is completely gone now. This is a setup. You're all in on this together. You're all protecting her because she's Hispanic and I'm white. This is reverse racism. This is discrimination against me. Martinez's patience is wearing thin. Ma'am, this has nothing to do with anyone's race. This is about what actually happened, and the evidence shows you made false statements to law enforcement. Jennifer points her finger at Martinez now. False statements. I'm the victim of an assault and you're calling me a liar. This is outrageous. I want your badge number. I'm calling your captain. I'm calling the mayor. I have connections. My husband is an attorney. Martinez remains calm. You're welcome to file any complaint you want, ma'am. But right now, I need you to listen carefully.
Yes, sir.
Martinez takes a step closer to Jennifer, his voice firm but
Ma'am,
controlled.
hold on. I need to figure out
Ms.
who
Caldwell,
assaulted me.
here's what's going to happen.
Immediately.
I'm not
Do your
arresting Ms.
job.
Gonzalez because there's no evidence she committed any crime. However, you have admitted to making physical contact with her, which is corroborated by witnesses and video evidence. Additionally, you made a false report to law enforcement, which is itself a crime. Jennifer's eyes go wide. False report? I didn't make a false report. You can't prove it was false. Martinez holds up the teenager's phone. This video proves it. You told me she pushed you. The video shows that never happened. You also told me you walked away immediately after the alleged push, but the video shows you continued to engage aggressively for at least 30 more seconds. Those are materially false statements made to a law enforcement officer during an active investigation. Jennifer's voice cracks. I want a lawyer. I'm not saying anything else without a lawyer. Martinez nods. That's absolutely your right. But before you invoke that right, I want to give you one more opportunity to explain yourself. Is there any reason you might have misremembered what happened? Were you frightened? Did the situation feel threatening to you in a way that might have caused you to perceive things differently than they occurred? Jennifer stares at him, her mind clearly racing through her options. She looks at the crowd, all watching her with expressions ranging from anger to disgust. She looks at Maria, who's now sitting down with her children, comforting them. She looks at the teenager still holding his phone. Finally, she looks back at Martinez. Her voice comes out smaller now, defensive. I felt threatened. She was being aggressive and I felt like I needed to defend myself. Martinez asks, is that why you called 911? Because you felt threatened? Yes. Exactly. I was scared. She's lying, someone from the crowd yells. She wasn't scared, she was being a racist bully. Martinez holds up his hand to quiet the crowd. Ms. Caldwell, if you felt threatened, why didn't you leave the pool area? Why did you continue to engage with someone you claim was being aggressive toward you? Jennifer's face flushes again. Because I live here. This is my pool. Why should I have to leave? So you didn't feel threatened enough to remove yourself from the situation? Jennifer stops, realizing she's contradicting herself. That's different. I shouldn't have to be driven out of my own community by people who don't respect the rules. Martinez makes another note. So you wanted her removed from the pool. That's what this was really about. Jennifer's voice hardens again. Yes. She and her kids didn't belong here acting like that. Martinez looks at her carefully. Ms. Gonzalez is a resident here, correct? Yes, but... So she has every right to use the community amenities, same as you. Jennifer's frustration boils over again. Not if she can't follow the rules. Not if her children are disrupting everyone else's peace. Martinez asks, were other people at the pool complaining about the noise? Jennifer hesitates. I don't, some people might not say anything but I know they were bothered. Did anyone else approach Ms. Gonzalez about her children's behavior? No, but that's because people are afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid. I say what everyone else is thinking. Martinez closes his notepad. Ms. Caldwell, here's what I'm seeing. You were bothered by children playing in a pool. You decided to take it upon yourself to enforce rules that don't actually exist regarding noise levels. When the mother didn't comply with your demands, you escalated to physical confrontation and racist language. Then you called 911 and lied about being assaulted in an attempt to have her arrested and removed from the property. Jennifer shakes her head vigorously. No. No, that's not what happened. You're making me sound like a monster. Martinez continues. I'm describing what the evidence shows, ma'am. And right now, I have probable cause to charge you with making a false report to law enforcement, which is a first-degree misdemeanor in Florida. I also have probable cause for battery based on your admitted physical contact with Ms. Gonzalez. Jennifer takes a stumbling step backward. You're going to arrest me? Martinez nods. Yes, ma'am. I'm placing you under arrest. Jennifer's voice goes up 3 octaves. For what? For trying to keep my community safe. For asking someone to control their children. This is absolutely insane. You're arresting the wrong person. Martinez reaches for his handcuffs. Ms. Caldwell, turn around and place your hands behind your back. No. No, I'm not doing that. You're not arresting me. I haven't done anything wrong. Martinez's voice gets firmer. Ma'am, you are under arrest. You can cooperate or I can call for backup and we can do this the hard way. Your choice. Jennifer looks around desperately at the crowd, as if expecting someone to come to her defense. Everyone just stares back at her in silence. A few people have their phones out recording. The reality of her situation seems to finally hit her. She starts crying, not sad tears but angry, frustrated tears. This is because I'm white, isn't it? You're arresting me because I'm white and she's not. This is discrimination. Martinez doesn't take the bait. Ma'am, turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Now. Jennifer doesn't move. She's frozen, still crying, still looking around as if this might somehow not be real. Martinez takes a step closer. Ms. Caldwell, I'm giving you a lawful order. If you continue to refuse, you'll be charged with resisting arrest as well. Do you understand? Jennifer's voice comes out in a wail. My husband is going to sue you. He's going to sue this whole department. You have no idea who you're messing with. Martinez maintains his calm professionalism. Ma'am, turn around right now or I will physically turn you around. Jennifer finally turns, still sobbing dramatically. Martinez takes her wrists and places them in handcuffs, securing them behind her back. He recites the Miranda warning. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights? Jennifer doesn't respond, just continues crying. Martinez repeats himself. Ms. Caldwell, do you understand these rights as I've explained them to you? Through her tears, Jennifer chokes out, yes. Fine. Yes. Martinez guides her toward the gate. The crowd parts to let them through, and as they walk past, several people start clapping. Others call out, about time, and, she had it coming. Jennifer twists her head around. You're all going to pay for this. I'll have every single one of you evicted. I'll make your lives miserable. An elderly man in the crowd responds, you already do that, Jennifer. Good riddance. As Martinez escorts Jennifer to his patrol car, she continues her tirade. I pay $40,000 a year in HOA fees. I volunteer on committees. I organize events. This is how I get treated. For trying to maintain standards. Martinez opens the back door of his cruiser. Watch your head. He guides her into the back seat. Jennifer immediately starts kicking at the door. Let me out. This is kidnapping. I didn't do anything. Martinez closes the door and walks back toward the pool to finish his report. Through the window, he can see Jennifer screaming in the back seat, her face contorted in rage and disbelief. The officer shakes his head slightly. Another day, another entitled suspect learning that being on an HOA board doesn't put you above the law. Back at the pool, Martinez approaches Maria Gonzalez, who's now surrounded by supportive neighbors offering her water and reassurance. Her children are calmer now, though still clearly shaken by the experience. Ms. Gonzalez, I need to get a formal statement from you for my report. Are you okay to talk? Maria nods, wiping her eyes. Yes, officer. Thank you for believing me. I was so scared you were going to take her side because she called you first. Martinez sits down on a nearby chair. Ma'am, my job is to find out the truth, not just believe whoever calls first. Can you walk me through exactly what she said to you? Maria takes a breath and recounts the entire interaction in detail. She describes Jennifer's initial approach, the escalating language, the specific racist comments about going back where she came from and bringing down property values. She explains how Jennifer's aggressive finger-pointing made her feel threatened, especially with her children right there. She describes backing away to avoid conflict, only to have Jennifer follow her, getting more aggressive and louder. Martinez documents everything carefully. Did she say anything else that stood out to you? Maria thinks for a moment. She kept saying we people and you people, like we're all the same. She said families like mine were ruining the neighborhood. And when I told her my kids had every right to be here, she laughed and said rights don't matter if you can't afford to exercise them properly. Martinez's eyebrows raise. She said that? Maria nods. I didn't even know what she meant by that, but it felt like she was saying we're too poor to belong here. We're not poor, officer. My husband works in IT and I'm a nurse. We saved for 3 years to afford this place. We belong here as much as anyone. Martinez assures her, you absolutely do, ma'am. And I'm sorry you had to experience this. Maria wipes fresh tears. The worst part is my kids saw all of it. My 8-year-old asked me why that lady hates us. How do I explain that to her? Martinez finishes taking Maria's statement and then moves on to collecting statements from witnesses. Each person tells a consistent story with minor variations in detail, but the core facts remain the same across all accounts. Jennifer was the aggressor, made racist comments, initiated physical contact, and was never pushed or touched by Maria. One witness, an older woman named Patricia, pulls Martinez aside. Officer, I need to tell you something else. Jennifer Caldwell has been terrorizing this community for 2 years. She's tried to get multiple families kicked out for ridiculous reasons. Last year she reported a Vietnamese family to immigration, claiming they were here illegally. They weren't, they're both US citizens who served in the military. She files noise complaints constantly, always against families who aren't white. The HOA is terrified of her because she threatens to sue over everything. Martinez asks, has anyone filed complaints against her before? Patricia shakes her head. People are scared. She's vindictive. If you cross her, she makes your life hell. She'll report you for every tiny violation, real or imagined. She got one family fined $15,000 last year for having the wrong style of mailbox. $15,000 for a mailbox. Martinez makes notes of all this. It paints a picture of a serial harasser using her HOA position as a weapon. After collecting multiple statements, he thanks the witnesses and heads back to his patrol car. Through the window, he can see Jennifer has stopped screaming and is now sitting in sullen silence, staring straight ahead. Martinez gets in the front seat and starts the engine. Jennifer immediately starts talking. Officer, I know I got upset back there. I'm willing to drop the charges if you let me out. We can both forget this happened. Martinez catches her eyes in the rearview mirror. Ma'am, you can't drop charges because you're the one being charged, not the other way around. I'm not letting you out. You're going to be processed at the county jail. Jennifer's face goes pale. Jail? I'm going to actual jail. Martinez nods. Yes, ma'am. For false reporting and battery. Jennifer's voice cracks. But I didn't even hurt her. There's not a mark on her. Martinez responds calmly. Battery doesn't require injury, it requires unwanted physical contact. You admitted to touching her aggressively. That's sufficient for the charge. Jennifer tries a different approach, her voice turning soft and pleading. Officer Martinez, please. I made a mistake, okay? I was stressed from work and I overreacted. I'll apologize to her. I'll write her a check. Just don't take me to jail. I have a reputation to maintain. My husband's law firm, if this gets out, it'll be humiliating. Martinez keeps his eyes on the road. Ma'am, you should have thought about that before you made a false police report and assaulted someone. Actions have consequences. Jennifer's anger flares back up. I want my lawyer. I'm not saying another word without my lawyer present. Martinez nods. That's your right. When we get to the jail, you'll be able to make a phone call. The rest of the drive passes in tense silence. Jennifer alternates between crying quietly and muttering to herself about lawsuits and complaints. At one point she demands to know Martinez's badge number again, which he provides without emotion. When they arrive at the county jail processing center, Martinez parks and opens the back door. Jennifer steps out awkwardly, her hands still cuffed behind her back. She looks around at the concrete building with barred windows and visible distress crosses her face. This is really happening. I'm really being arrested for asking someone to quiet their children. Martinez corrects her. No ma'am, you're being arrested for battery and filing a false report. Big difference. He guides her inside where a detention officer takes over. As Martinez completes his paperwork, he can hear Jennifer in the background demanding to speak to supervisors, threatening legal action, and insisting this is all a huge mistake that will be cleared up within the hour. 3 hours later, Jennifer Caldwell sits in a holding cell, still in her pool cover-up, no longer quite so confident. Her hair has fallen out of its ponytail and her makeup is smudged from crying. The reality of her situation has fully sunk in. She's been photographed, fingerprinted, and processed like a common criminal. Her husband has been called and is on his way with a criminal defense attorney, not his firm's attorney, because his firm doesn't handle criminal cases. The public defender who spoke with her briefly explained that false reporting is a first-degree misdemeanor carrying up to 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine. Battery carries the same penalties. If convicted of both, she could face serious consequences including probation, community service, mandatory anger management classes, and a permanent criminal record. Jennifer's mind races through the implications. Her HOA position, likely gone. Her reputation in the community, destroyed. The video of her arrest, almost certainly viral by now. Her husband's anger when he finds out she lied to police, justified. She thinks back to the moment at the pool when she decided to confront Maria instead of just moving to a different lounge chair or going home. Such a small decision, such massive consequences. A detention officer approaches her cell. Caldwell, your attorney is here. Jennifer stands up quickly, smoothing her cover-up as if trying to reclaim some dignity. She's escorted to a small interview room where a tired-looking man in a wrinkled suit sits waiting. He doesn't look happy. Mrs. Caldwell, I'm David Brennan. Your husband retained me to represent you. Before we discuss anything, I need to be clear about something. This is not going to be easy. You were caught on video contradicting your police statement. Multiple witnesses contradict your story. You admitted to physical contact. This is not a case I can make disappear. Jennifer sits down heavily. But I'm the victim here. Nobody seems to understand that. Attorney Brennan opens his briefcase and pulls out a legal pad. Mrs. Caldwell, I've practiced criminal defense for 19 years. I've heard every story, every excuse, every justification. So I'm going to be very direct with you. You are not the victim. You initiated a confrontation, you escalated it to physical contact, and you lied to police. The evidence is overwhelming. Our best option is to negotiate a plea deal that minimizes jail time and gets you into diversion programs. Jennifer's eyes widen. Jail time. Actual jail time. Brennan nods. It's possible, yes. First-degree misdemeanors are serious. You're looking at 2 separate charges. If the prosecution wants to make an example of you, they can push for consecutive sentences up to 2 years total. Jennifer feels the room spinning. 2 years. For pool drama. Brennan continues. Now, realistically, given your lack of criminal history, we can probably negotiate down to probation, community service, anger management, and mandatory cultural sensitivity training. But you need to understand, you will have a criminal record. This will follow you. Jennifer puts her head in her hands. This can't be happening. How did it get this far? Brennan taps his pen on the table. It got this far because you let your ego and prejudice override your common sense. You saw a Hispanic family enjoying a pool, it bothered you for reasons you probably don't want to examine too closely, and you decided you had the authority to remove them. When that didn't work, you weaponized law enforcement by making a false report. That's how it got this far. Jennifer looks up sharply. I'm not racist. I'm not. This had nothing to do with race. Brennan gives her a tired look. Mrs. Caldwell, I don't get paid to judge your character. I get paid to defend you in court. But I will tell you this, if you go in front of a jury with that attitude, claiming this wasn't about race when you told a Hispanic woman to go back where she came from, you will lose. Badly. Jennifer slumps in her chair, finally silent, the weight of her choices crushing down on her designer-clad shoulders. 6 weeks later, Jennifer Caldwell stands in a courtroom wearing a conservative navy suit, her hair perfectly styled, her expression contrite. She pleads no contest to reduce charges of disorderly conduct and making a false report. The battery charge is dropped as part of the plea agreement. The judge sentences her to 1 year of probation, 100 hours of community service to be performed at a local Hispanic community center, mandatory anger management classes, and a cultural sensitivity course. She's also ordered to write a letter of apology to Maria Gonzalez and is permanently banned from serving on the Riverside Estates HOA board. The judge looks down at her sternly. Ms. Caldwell, you held a position of minor authority in your community and you abused it. You weaponized law enforcement against a family who was doing nothing wrong because they didn't meet your standards of who belongs in your neighborhood. That kind of behavior is not only illegal, it's morally reprehensible. I hope you use this experience to reflect on your prejudices and become a better member of society. Jennifer nods, tears streaming down her face. Yes, Your Honor. I'm so sorry. In the gallery, Maria Gonzalez sits with her husband, watching justice being served. They'll never get back the peace of mind they lost that day at the pool, and their children still have nightmares about the angry lady who screamed at mommy. But seeing Jennifer face consequences provides some closure. As they leave the courtroom, Maria tells her husband, I just want to make sure my kids know that what she did was wrong, that they did nothing to deserve that treatment, and that sometimes, not always, but sometimes, people who abuse power do face consequences. What could Jennifer have done differently at that pool? Could she have just moved to another chair? Put in headphones? Gone home? Why do you think some people feel entitled to control others in shared spaces? Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Do remember to hit the subscribe button, like and share this story, and I'll see you in the next one.